Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom, and we are going to be having a look at my collection of all the different Avengers, the first Avengers Assemble as it's known in the UK, and what different versions I have them, different collector's editions from around the world. And I'm pretty pleased with my Avengers lot. I've got to say I have quite a few, and they are a kind of a mixture of different things. Obviously, please check out my other Marvel videos for kind of obviously the other singular movies, if you haven't already seen them. But let's crack on and talk Avengers. The first one we're going to be having a look at here is this rather large, as you can see with my hand in here for scale, collector's box set from France. Coffret Prestige, as you'll see it says on the top there. That's kind of what they call them in France. And this one, you have 4 figures, obviously, with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk. I'm not quite sure who makes the figures on these ones, to be honest, but anyway, you get them in a this large kind of box set, along with obviously the Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-ray, the DVD. Mighty Battlers. I'm assuming this is the kind of the range, I guess. They're not the best. They're not like Marvel Legends or anything like that. They're not the kind of the most detailed of the figures, but nonetheless, I think Thor looks pretty good. Probably Iron Man as well. You know, as you can see here at a slightly closer look. Anyway, it's quite a neat set, but quite bulky, as you can probably imagine. But let's see what else I've got here for the Avengers. Okay, this one not strictly an Avengers box set, but I don't really have anywhere else to put it. We are going to be talking about the limited edition Marvel Phase 1 cinematic box set, which comes with a replica Tesseract and obviously this case. 10-disc, 6-movie collection. It came out at the end of the Phase 1 of the Marvel movies. There is a Phase 2 box set, which I don't actually have. It's got the sphere from Guardians of the Galaxy. But it's a neat set, and you've got kind of like different artwork for in just kind of little slipcases in there. So that is the Phase 1 set. Slightly smaller box set now. This one is a Best Buy exclusive. And yeah, it's just, it did used to light up. I don't know if it still does. Oh, it does. There you go. So there you go. It still lights up. The batteries haven't run out. And it's quite a heavy set. And the reason for it is it has a large book in it. Let's zoom in a bit here so you can see. So basically, you've obviously got the 4-disc set itself. You get a $30 Sideshow gift card, which I'm assuming is probably expired. You get the character guide, which is a kind of a I think it's a DK book, and then you get a litho card. So it's the book that makes it particularly heavy, and it's quite a neat item nonetheless. So let's have a look at the singular versions. We'll start off with DVD. I don't have much on DVD for this movie actually, so the first one we're going to be having a look at is this kind of set that was exclusive to the UK retailer Asda. I think it was an American version of this. I do actually like this cover, I must say, the DVD one. And this just comes with, you know, a comic book, basically. This Asda is part of Walmart, in case you don't know. So I'm assuming there'll be a Walmart version of this. Then we have this version, which I'm not sure, I think it's actually a bootleg. I don't purposely buy bootlegs, but I got this off eBay, and it had a different sleeve, and I kind of liked it, so I got it, and I'm not sure. It's an Asian release, and it looks a little bit ropey, if you ask me. So, anyway, there you go. This is probably the rarest thing I've got, and this is the Avengers movie on Blu-ray in this tin. Now this was exclusive to Brazil of all places, and is extremely hard to get hold of, and very limited. And this comes with obviously the movie, and I think you get like a poster or a button badge or something in there. But it's a really kind of rare piece, and the tin itself isn't particularly sturdy. if you were to press that, you would probably dent it. Anyway, so you know, it's a hard pace to come by, you know, and pretty expensive by all accounts these days. Right, so let's have a look at some Blu-rays now. So the first one we're going to be having a look at here is the UK release of Avengers Assemble. This one's actually got a exclusive sleeve from the supermarket called Sainsbury's here that we have in the UK. Now you'll notice, in case you don't know, Avengers in the UK is actually called Avengers Assemble. That's because there was a quite famous TV programme called The Avengers in the UK, which, you know, they didn't want to kind of confuse it with, hence why it's called Avengers Assemble. But this sleeve's quite good, pretty different, and I believe you actually get an extra disc as well for this one, so it is actually quite good. We do have the UK Blu-ray 3D standard release. Now, interestingly, with this one, is the Avengers came out on Blu-ray first in the UK, so they did not put the commentary on it. So the UK initial launch Blu-ray doesn't have the director commentary on it, which all the other releases do. So they actually got it through Amazon, and because it didn't have it, they actually did send me a copy of the American version as well, which does have said commentary. So both of these come with slip cards, and both those slip cards are kind of foiled, which makes them quite nice. Not a limited edition, but I think this is a really cool version of it. And this is the 3D version from Japan on Blu-ray, and I love this artwork. So you've obviously got the Avengers in their kind of like civilian clothes down the bottom, and obviously in the top, in kind of faded out, you have them in costume. Interestingly, Hulk is kind of faded out. I don't know if you can see that, because he was not actually revealed at this point what he looked like. There's also this other release from Japan, again with a different sleeve, and I don't like that one as much, to be honest. I think it looks a little bit photoshopped to me, but nonetheless, obviously different from the rest of the world. So that is the two Japanese releases. Would have liked them to have come with a slip card perhaps, but there you go. Alright, so let's talk some Steelbooks. I've got about a bajillion of them. So this is the Avengers Assemble, as it was known in the UK, initial launch Steelbook. I'm not a big fan of this artwork. I think it's really boring, and I don't like this kind of this initial launch Steelbooks that they tend to have for a lot of their releases. I think they're kind of very uninspired. Anyway, so that is the UK version. You'll note it says Avengers Assemble. I also got a Nordic version, obviously, which just says Avengers. Other than that, it's actually the same Steelbook. This version does come with the extra disc, whilst the UK one doesn't, though. And I actually got Asian release as well, which on the front of it looks the same, but this actually does have the Avengers printed on the actual Steelbook itself, whilst the other two versions, and I don't know if you noticed, it didn't. That actually, it says the Avengers on the J card. So this actually obviously is slightly different in that case, but I essentially have three of the same, well, more or less the same Steelbook. Zabi re-released Avengers Assemble with this kind of probably my favourite artwork for the movie, and you know, with this kind of lenticular magnet on the front. So I was pretty happy with this one actually when it came out. This is kind of a cool one. This is actually a Blue Fans Mondo Steelbook that came out, and you know, obviously a very kind of unique style of artwork in this kind of slipcase. That's quite fun. And there was also a variant version with a slightly different colour scheme, and this one's numbered, and you'll notice in the top left corner there it says mine's 527 out of 2000, Again, the same kind of like Mondo style artwork, just on a slightly smaller run. So then I got, I believe this was from Nova Media. They did on the initial kind of, just after launch, they did a kind of their version of it with lenticular cover. Obviously, this is a premium steelbook, so it's got all the bump in there. This one limited to 2,000, mine being a 58. They also did character-based ones as well. So you've got Captain America on one side, and Black Widow on the other, and again limited. So these ones are actually limited to just 1,000. This one again being 58, and then we have Thor, and then Hawkeye. Again, my number 58 out of 1,000. And then finally, we have, of course, Iron Man and the Hulk. Once again, 58 of 1,000. So that concludes my collection of the original Avengers movie that I have on both Blu-ray and DVD. Please let me know what you thought was your favourite out of the releases that I have, and obviously, please leave me comments. Check out my other Marvel videos, and if you feel kind, give us a subscribe, give us a like on the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.